powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the part and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you're funny face.
It's not my brother.
Funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Wabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
Your friend me Yausapon. Me a gospel musician. Yausapon and that's more for. You knew I won't hear me. I did meet him a catcher one say, Nina, yesterday. Say, ye be bought or crabia home by. A son say, accident no. A coon person yari beer a wobias. Timino me no dear near Baya. Ye beat him a accident is only will beat you no a crowd to quine. Next time the overtian say ye flow, only nipa we. Waka baby, and ye be accident. Nti Mr. Minuano, Inina yenye bako, name choir, ye beat me to animals. Naminu me no ye beat me. So do the right thing, save a life.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
Mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite mobile money?
Tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects, and others right here on GhanaWeb TV.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Desmond Bredu. So 2020 has been tough for many reasons. In fact, you have a global pandemic. If that's not tough enough, people have lost their jobs. Sadly, and sadly, people have even passed. And amidst all these things, it's important that we acknowledge that we have life. And if you have life, we move. Now, as I mentioned, 2020 has been tough, and I'm sure for most people, our finances has not been in good shape for a reason or the other. So this video, we talk about how our finances were in 2020 and how we can improve on our finances going into 2021. If you're new here, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification so you don't miss anything that I post on this channel. Remember, 2021, it's a year of so much content that's coming to your way that will help you in your financial independence journey. As you're about to enter 2021, many people like me who have our New Year resolutions, happily write it down, then move on. It's okay, this is what we're going to do in 2021. And trust me, our finances should not be any different. We need to find ways of improving our 2021 finances. Now, we can't do that without first reflecting on 2020. What we did wrong, let me put it that way. Then we can suggest ways of improving it. Now, to make this video more practical, through my main interactions, I jot down what many people thought was their main reasons for not saving or why they struggled with their finances. So I'll share with you just a couple of them. Then based on that, we'll zoom into how we can then improve our finances for 2021. The very first reason that many people gave me was that this one, the money is not enough. I mean, I have so many responsibilities. Now, the second reason that people gave me that was okay, this was the reason why I struggled with my finance was that, well, I couldn't save a lot. My spendthrift, any money I get, it's gone. I don't know. Before I realized I get money, then it's gone. Now, the third reason that really stood out for me was lots of people merge their account together, or they have just one account that they deal with. Everything is in that account. So before they realize they don't have anything in their account, their money is gone. The fourth reason is that people actually needed help with their finances. I mean, they probably earn quite a good amount of money, but they're not able to manage it, so they need help to do that. And finally, people lived beyond their means. If you're being realistic, people were punching above their weight in terms of succumbing to social pressure. But all of that withstanding, that's 2020. We are game. Now let's move on to 2021. These are things that will help you improve on all these things. If you find yourself in any decision in 2020, don't worry. A new slate, 2021, we move. But one thing that I forgot to touch on in the reason was many people actually fell to get rich quick schemes, and it was a mess for many people. They invested their money, all right, and money was vanished like that, like magic. What can we do differently in 2021 to make sure that our finances are not the same as we happened in 2020? Now, the first thing that stands out for me is that for many people, they don't have a financial plan for themselves. And in 2021, I encourage everybody to create a financial plan. And this is what I do. But first, let me just define what a financial plan is. So a financial plan is simply a detailed plan telling you where your finances is in terms of what the current state, what you ultimately want it to be, and how you plan on getting there. So stage one is where you are. Let's say you have X amount as your cash. You have a property somewhere. You owe somebody. So that's your assets, your liabilities, and your income, how much you earn. What you ultimately want to be, or in terms of your future ambitions. Let's say I want to probably in the next 2 years own a house here, own this property, own this vehicle, and how you plan on getting there, where you need to invest. Ideally, you should do this with a financial advisor, but don't worry, I'll upload another video showing you exactly what to do in getting your financial plan. So the second thing that you can do in 2021 to improve on your finance is to get a side hustle. You remember that I mentioned that many people said this one, the money is not enough. Yes, it's not enough for everybody. So 2021, let's make sure that we are getting a side hustle. Do something you love. If it's selling clothes that you want to do, sell it. If you want to sell perfumes, sell it. Anything that can generate you extra money, do it. Probably you're in a corporate setting and you have a car. Give it someone to drive it around during your working hours, ask Uber, and get some extra cash. Now, Charlie, this year, 2021, no room for, we won't leave any loose coins anymore. Make sure that we are getting something some way, somehow. And for me, I think let's label 2021 as the year of the side hustles. Get something doing. For me, I have so many plans that I probably share with you in another video, but let's all be creative. Get something doing and we move. Now, the third thing that we can do in 2021 to improve our finances is to make sure that we have a savings and our investment target. And I realized that the people that went through the challenge that I did 6 months ago, they actually were able to meet their targets because they had or even exceed their target. So make sure that 2021, you set for yourself, okay, probably I want to save or invest 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000. Put that target down. And if you have that target, then you can, okay, how do I achieve this target? Every month I need to put aside 500 cedis. And that is how we can achieve the goal that we want to achieve. So that's the third thing that I'll tell everybody to do. I mean, I do this almost every time. I keep reviewing my target. Okay, if I get there, how do I improve on the target? And I think 2021, each person should do it. Remember, we don't have the same 2020 or Charlie, not just me. Everybody needs to improve on that. So let's move on to the fourth thing that you can. Now, the fourth thing you need to do to improve your finances in 2021 is to budget. Now, I've touched so many times on budgeting, and I'll leave a link here where you can click on it and learn more about budgeting. But it's important in 2021 we don't leave budgeting out. Budgeting should be a lifestyle for you. Plan your money, know where your money is coming, and track the expense that you make. Where can you make improvement? And that's what will make the difference for you between living the same 2020 life or living an improved 2021 life. So now, the fifth thing you need to do to improve your finances in 2021 is to start thinking about the long term. Start thinking about retirement. Now, I put up a picture on my Twitter account showing how many more salaries, if you're a salary worker, you have left. If, for example, the retirement age is 60 and you are 30 years old, 30 means you have 30 more years to retirement. Multiply the 30 by the 12, and that will give you an indication of how many more salaries you have left. So once you start thinking about the retirement that is nearer than we think it is, you can actually start putting something aside every single month to reach the retirement goal that you need. So 2021, let's all start thinking about retirement, and don't think retirement is far off. Now, even as of June 2020 this year, people were taking as low as 312 Ghana cedis from their SNIT contribution. So, and it's not something that is sustainable. So it's important that we start planning for our retirement. Now, another thing that you can do is to choose a great accountability partner. Now, in 2021, we don't want to live in silos. We don't want to live in a vacuum. You need people who can help you reach your goals. And it's important we get accountability partners or buddies that we can talk to about our financial decisions. If something you want to spend on or something you want to get, you can ask someone, okay, what do you think about this expenditure? What do you think about this? And the person will help you make a better informed decision. If you want, you can also hit me up and I'll be your accountability buddy for some few times. Now, another thing you can do to improve your finances in 2021 is to start paying off your debt. I mean, if you owe people, now you have to get money to pay interest and principal. And let's try to start paying off those little loans that we owe people and have more money for ourselves. So, and you can use two methods. It's either use the debt avalanche or the snowball method. And the snowball method tells you to just start with the small ones first. Start one with the little interest first, pay the one first, then move on to the larger ones. The debt avalanche on the other hand tells you to focus on the big ones with the high interest first, then you work it back to the smaller ones. Now, another thing that you can do to improve your finances in 2021 is to avoid quick cash schemes, or where you can get money quickly. We are in this country where many people have been victims to fraudulent activities, and those quick cash schemes will be plenty in 2021. And it's important that we're able to ask ourselves the right questions before we just jump on every single investment option that's there. Do your own due diligence and find out sure the investment is actually good for you. Then you can actually go ahead and invest in it. And another thing that we can do also to improve our finances is have an emergency fund. Start creating an emergency fund that you want to do every month. Put something aside, because I've realized that if you don't have an emergency fund, you can plan so much and something will come up, then you have to wipe out all your savings and investment to pay off those things. So start creating an emergency fund for yourself. And finally, don't forget to take insurance and assurance policies for yourself. Someone posted on Twitter that they had to go through a lot in terms of paying funeral expenses and things like that. So it's important we take advantage of these insurance policies that are in place, and we can improve on our finances. So that's it, guys. I've touched on so many things that will help you improve your finances. I hope you can put these things into practice, and hopefully we can have a better 2021. I wish you a happy and a Merry Christmas, and hopefully we see you, all of you, in 2021. Thank you so much for your support. See you.
Hi, my name is Nanama McBrown. I'm proud to be part of GhanaWeb Road Safety Campaign. Please, do the right thing. Save a life. Brim.
Back again, Charlie, and if it's your first time on my YouTube channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share with your friends. Always turn the post notifications on so you don't miss any videos. Guys, I'm at this beautiful tent house. In fact, it's a beautiful luxury tent house at Shy Hills, and so I'm coming with you as always, and so let's see how the place looks like. Let's enjoy the stay there. I want to say a warm welcome to you all, my new subscribers, and to my old subscribers, my returning subscribers. You know how the love goes. I love you so much, and thank you for sticking with me. So let's go right into the video. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to let it go.
Welcome to Shy Hills Resource Reserve. My name is Prince Asante.
All right, darling.
Yeah.
Hey, they call you darling. Nice.
Yeah, that's it. And I hope you are coming for the tented camp.
Yes, yes.
All right, so you are about
for SCA night.
Yeah, you're about to see a beautiful thing.
Okay.
So the view alone, waking up in the morning with your morning coat,
imagine
your cup of wine. So you're going to have fun.
Okay, so are you the one taking us?
Yo, also my officer is taking me.
Big boss, also. You're taking us, right? You're taking us?
Yeah, I'll be taking you.
Okay, sure. All right. See you then.
You're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
So yeah, we are moving to the Shy Hills Tent Reserve. I'm finally here. And so, let's go, guys. So, this is my tent for the night. The favorite part of the tent, it's the bathhouse. part is everywhere of the tent has a good view. Just look at this. A grill, so when you want to grill any meat, you can come with your meat, your chicken, any protein. And it says Akwaba. Akwaba means you're welcome. You're welcome to a beautiful view at the Shy Hills luxury tent. Cheers to all my loyal subscribers and to my new subscribers. Cheers, guys. Bedtime, and this is the last bit of wine I have left. Here is very peaceful, very serene. You can hear the sound of, you can hear, I don't know what insect is that, but you can hear the sound. Listen closely. I can also hear birds chirping, and I'm already loving the place, and I don't regret spending this much to enjoy this luxury. So Derek is on the barbecue. He's now setting the charcoal, about to grill some meat and enjoy our good night. I can't wait. So our grill has just started, and Derek is on it. It's so dark you can't even see Derek. And this is my view here. Our goat meat is finally ready. Oh my goodness. Let's eat, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is the view at 6 a.m. Can you hear the birds chirping? Listen closely. Wow. Just look at the view from up here. So this is the tent I was sleeping in. This is the tent my friends were sleeping in. And let's see the tent, the last tent. There are 3 tents in all, but there's a couple there at the moment, so I'll not be able to enter. So let's just see how it looks like. Oh wow. They also have a very beautiful view. Breakfast is here. No, I drink tea. I don't drink Milo. Do you have Lipton? Oh, too bad. Then I have to just drink the juice.
Okay, this is oats. I don't know if
oats. Okay, okay, it's fine. Yeah. And what's this?
This salad.
Salad. It's a Mojo Hill, right? Mogo. So guys, I'm currently at the Mogo Hill. I've already done this before, and this is going to be my second time climbing this hill. And so you're coming with me. Destination, and we were actually staying right behind this mountain, and so yeah.
This place was made for the depot work, so the people will be coming here every year. If the child is 12 years and above, be here and they do the depot. And after the depot, I should have the girl is ready to get married.
Okay, so at what age?
12 years and above.
Okay, okay.
So we show you how to cook for your husband, how to wash your thing, how to be neat and other stuff, and how to prepare house and do everything. So this place is where we bring the people and they do everything.
Okay, and then I can see something round.
This one with the ground things here, like the pepper and all these people are living on top of this one. There are people living opposite the park.
Okay.
Yeah, around 1887, people are living on top of this road. So they ground their things and cook here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at the zebra. They're moving in batches.
Yeah, I was talking that.
It's also the ostrich. Look at how big they are. Hey, cutie! My babies. So guys, let's talk about my entire trip. It cost me 700 cedis to get this place, which is equal to $122 dollars, and you have to book weeks ahead because the place is always almost booked. It's only 3 tents, and so it's always booked. So I booked in August, and we are now in September, so I booked at least three weeks ahead before getting here. And the place is really beautiful. It feels like another African country, or yeah, it's so serene. From where I'm sitting, my view in front is really beautiful. Let's talk about the reception. The reception here beginning was not encouraging because the lady that was in charge. The lady I paid to, and she didn't sound, she was kind of difficult because I already made payments for the place 2 weeks ago, and I called you a day before the trip, and then you are confused if I really paid. You now have to let me confirm if I have paid, and if I'm sure I'm the one who really paid. Like, it was, yeah, her reception was not good. But when we go here, the guys who are taking care of us here were very, very good. There's a guy called Derek. He was the one in charge here, and the security. So yesterday they also did we also gave them some money to get us meat, and they did barbecue for us, and it was really, really good. Their reception was really, really good. And let's talk about the tent. The tent is really just like the normal tent. It's actually a tent. You can tell it's a tent. So it gets, if it's up, it's very cold. If you want it, if you want the room to be normal room temperature, you just roll the tents down, and then in the nights we didn't even use fan, we didn't even use AC, we didn't use anything because the rooms were very, very cold, and the place gets very, very, very dark in the night. Let's talk about the room. The room is very spacious, very, very nice. This place, I will not say this place is family friendly because of the way the landscape is. If you come here with kids, you have to be very, very extra careful, unless the kids are a little older. That, I think, will be conducive for them. The rooms are very nice. The washrooms wasn't too clean when we came here, so I had to use a sponge to really wash the bathtub before using it. I usually carry extra sheets when I travel, but I didn't use the extra sheets this time around because the bed sheets was clean, and it smelled. It was it smelled good. It smelled fresh, like neatly washed. And yeah, I'm sure you all will be asking me, who owns the place? Who owns the place? I get that a lot in my DMs every time. So let me just say, it is owned by the Ghana Forestry Commission, and it's this tent is sponsored by the Goldfields and the Goldfields Ghana Foundation. And so yes, it's for the government, and it's Ghanaian owned. Yeah, don't come at me. So yeah, that's my entire stay. I have already been to the Shah Hill Reserve before. It's on my channel. I'll link it up here, up here, up here. Yeah, up here. And so you will see the entire Shah Hill experience. And yeah, so that's basically the entire trip. It's really, really peaceful. You wake up to the birds chirping, the beautiful windy environment, serene, no noise. If you come alone, you are definitely going to be alone. If you come with your friends, you're definitely going to have the friendship kind of experience. There's a barbecue, so you can bring your own meat. And then, whoa, I forgot this, the breakfast. The breakfast was not encouraging at all. How can you just bring me tea, bread and salad, no egg, no bacon, no protein? At least there should be one protein. Like, it's very common for us to have egg in our breakfast. So the breakfast was not encouraging at all. And so when you're coming here, just come with your own snacks, your own water, your own everything. If you want to come with your own food, fine. When we came, we just came with our snacks, and we ordered food from their restaurant. So it takes some time because they have to transport it from another location here, and that took about roughly 40 minutes, and it was good. The food was really, really good. It cost 40 Ghana cedis per plate. So let me see how much 40 Ghana cedis in USD is. 40 Ghana cedi, 40. That's like $6, no, almost $7, because 6.92, 7 USD. So yeah, that's the entire stay. I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog as much as I enjoyed being here, as much as I enjoyed taking you through every single experience here. I love you. Always visit my channel. And yeah, I want to also say that I used to post every Wednesdays, but from now onwards I'm going to extend that. I'll be posting travel videos every Wednesdays, and for any other day I'm going to be posting lifestyle videos. And so expect that, and I hope you enjoyed this one so much. Look at the way the sun is glowing. Look at the way I'm glowing, looking good. I love you. Mwah.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
Mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite, mobile money?
tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects and others right here on GhanaWeb TV.
Hello, my name is Priscilla Na Akle Planch. I'm a survivor of a road accident. It wasn't easy for me. I went through 6 surgeries and for 2 years I was using crutches. It wasn't an easy experience and I don't want you to go through the same. So please, follow all the road safety regulations that you have to. Don't drive tired, don't drink and drive. And to my fellow friends who ride motorcycles, please, the road signals are for you as well. Please pay attention to them. Stay safe, do the right thing and save a life.
This conversation is keenly important at a time when there are question marks on the state of democracy in Africa. Those of you who read the Mo Ibrahim report, the recent one that was released for 2020, in fact, it's entitled The Retreat of Democracy in Africa. So that should be worrying to all of us who have an attachment to ensuring democratic consolidation of democratic governance, that the role of our people remains central in determining what system of governance that they have, that there's accountability on our continent, that our institutions function in a way that benefit the African peoples, that there is more and more opening up of political space and freedoms and liberties. Ultimately, we are also seeing progress, economic and social progress in the lives of people, democratic dividend on our continent. I think it's a moment to probably just take a pause and say, wait a minute, is democracy on the retreat? And if it is, what is it that is causing this slippage in a process that we all are keen to advance? So let me commend CODEO, therefore, for organizing this important event and for the invitation to me. And I want to emphasize the importance of after-action reviews to key processes such as elections with a view to identifying best practices and improving on future electoral processes. Any human endeavor certainly will have its shortcomings, so it's normal. It doesn't matter how well one thinks that one has performed. Monitoring evaluation requires that we take a look at our performance and see how we can improve on future endeavors, future exercises, future elections. In that regard also, let me recognize the invaluable role of civil society organizations, particularly the CODEO, in the democratic process in Ghana. Through the promotion of peaceful, transparent and credible elections, or even just contributing to conflict prevention and resolution processes. And I want to urge that this continues to be the case. And in fact, many of the examples that we have established here in Ghana have been replicated in neighboring countries. And I can tell you that from my previous work, whether it was with the ECOWAS or with the UN, that in many countries that we go, we're told that, oh, this we learned from Ghana. So that leadership position that we have in this regard is important. Ghanaian civil society ought to be proud of itself and continue to remain engaged and do the work that you need to do to advance the democratic process here and by implication in our sub-region and on our continent. Over the years, and particularly during the 7th December 2020 elections, the contribution of CODEO in collaboration with other partners was instrumental to the conduct and conclusion of the process. Through the deployment of elections observers and regular analysis and advocacy, CODEO once again demonstrated its central role in promoting democratic governance, peace, and stability in the country. And I should underscore that the information generated by CODEO, including from its well-equipped and professionally manned situation room, was very useful to some of us who were playing good officers' role at the time and who came, and in our interactions we were able to get very useful information indeed. And this will be true of other bilateral and multilateral partners of Ghana who were involved in that process. The 7th December general election was another major test to Ghana's democratic process. And Ghanaians, despite numerous challenges in a very tense atmosphere, once again demonstrated their political maturity and love for country by ensuring a largely peaceful conclusion to the process and avoiding a post-electoral crisis. I should add here that indeed in some of our neighboring countries we did witness crisis prior to the election, during the election, and post-election, including, for instance, in Guinea and neighboring Cote d'Ivoire, where we had an exceptionally large number of election-related violence, particularly in Guinea and in Cote d'Ivoire. And it is in that regard that we should also be concerned that perhaps in that regard we lost one of our bragging rights. I personally used to always say, when I'm talking in other contexts where things are tense, and say, well, look, I come from a country where when we have elections, yes, we have our differences, and you'll have the tension associated with elections everywhere, but there are never any deaths as a result of these elections. And if they occur, they are accidents that happen from accidents of vehicles or motorcycles, people going to or from party events. But I think this time our image has been tainted in that regard, and it should be of concern to us. One person's life is one person too many to be lost in an election, and that reminds me of former President Goodluck Jonathan of Nigeria, who I think today can be proud for all the criticisms that he may have had while he was in office. That one statement that he made, that a single drop of any Nigerian is not worth his ambition to be president. I think this is something that should inspire all of us in Ghana to ensure that never again will we see any loss of life from elections. And so let's go back to the good practice in the past, where whatever shortcomings there may be with the process, the one thing that would not happen would be any killings around the electoral process. And while the findings and recommendations of electoral observation missions have been well documented, and I think even in his opening remarks, the acting chair has highlighted some of it, and our friend from the EU has just told us about their observations contained in their book, which I'm told is on sale even here. So, I mean, and the debate is already live. Let me just make one or two of my own general observations here. Building trust in national institutions to implement their constitutional mandate is essential for the consolidation of democracy, peace, and stability. The role played by national institutions in Ghana during the electoral process has been recognized by many. All actors, including civil society organizations, must continue to work closely with these constitutional bodies and statutory bodies, the Electoral Commission, the National Peace Council, National Commission for Civic Education, police and judiciary, the Media Commission. We have an architecture of institutions which have served us well, and which, if they continue their consultative nature and are open to discussions and consultations with civil society and a broad spectrum of Ghanaian public opinion, can only improve in their performance. So I think going forward, it's necessary that this consultative approach is consolidated and that we all endeavor to work to strengthen these state constitutional institutions that we have established, specifically to improve our conduct of our elections, but in general also to deepen our democratic process. Internal conflict prevention and dispute resolution mechanisms remain reliable and effective. Indeed, one can say that we do have a fairly robust peace architecture in Ghana. And this again was demonstrated during the last elections. I cannot overemphasize the role of the National Peace Council, which UNOWAS and ECOWAS in particular collaborated with a number of platforms, and not only here in Accra, but also in some of the regions. Then, of course, we have the role of CODEO itself, of the IDG, for instance, which worked with the Peace Council, traditional and religious leaders, to host the signing ceremony, where we were able to bring the two leading candidates to an event at Movenpick, which contributed in no small way to calming down the atmosphere and lessening tensions, and to demonstrate a strong commitment on the part of the two leading candidates to also contribute their quota towards peaceful elections. And this is something, it's an asset we should cherish. This peace architecture that we have and the ability to pull on our elders and traditional leaders, religious leaders, active civil society organizations to address these questions. And it is from all of these bodies, and we can hear more from them. What I liked especially was the decentralized institutions, particularly the MPs, the National Peace Council, and the civic education at constituency levels, at district levels, also taking the messages there to talk to grassroots and to appeal to all the stakeholders to be mindful of their conduct in order that we could end up with peaceful and credible elections. Once again, women and youth groups, as well as community-based organizations, demonstrated that they remain key actors to a peaceful electoral process. Through different initiatives, communities were mobilized to promote peaceful elections, and we must endeavor to give them a central role in our electoral process going forward. I mean, we know the youthful profile of our population, the active role of our women, Ghanaian women, particularly when it comes to electoral campaigns. Of course, role of our women, which is not always reflected post-elections in the distribution of the goodies. And I see that in Parliament we don't seem to be improving on that, and the representation is still hovering around 16%. I know that in the past it had gone up to 20%, so it's not a happy story today to say that the gender representation is hovering around 16%. We can do more. The executive is striving, and I've seen a figure of average of 20%, but I think Ghana, with the leadership role that we have in the issues of governance on our continent, we should be among the trendsetters when it comes to this. So I think it's long overdue that at executive level also we should be talking of minimum 30% representation by our female population, which represents more than 50% of the national population. So at 20%, that is an underrepresentation, and I think going forward we should all endeavor to do better then. The commitment to democratic values remains strong in the country. The fact that electoral disputes were settled with the utmost respect for the rule of law is indicative of the high level of political maturity and understanding of the tenets of democracy. This is definitely a lesson to other countries in the region and even beyond, especially with regards to increasing concerns over the decline of democracy in many countries on our continent. And I think that is just one of the attributes of a Ghanaian political elite that must be commended, that we allow the process to run its course, including, of course, the judicial process, which our Constitution has charged with certain responsibilities and given it its clear role. And at the end of the day, even if we do not agree with the reasoning, which is to be expected, which is natural, we accept, because that's the mandate given our judiciary by the Constitution. So I think in that regard, we need to commend our political elite, and indeed civil society has played an important role also in deepening this culture of rule of law. It is not perfect, and there are many areas in which it can be improved. In that regard, let me point out that if you go back to the Mo Ibrahim report that I mentioned, it actually rates Ghana lower at this point than before. So in the category of justice and rule of law, we should be aware that our standing has declined. Given the parameters that the Mo Ibrahim Foundation uses to rate African countries, I think we ought to be conscious of that and maybe interrogate what it is that is causing this decline, because we should be a leader in that category. The other category where we also see a decline is the security and rule of law. So I think in these two areas, perhaps when we come to the focused discussions, we can go into more detail there. Then partnerships underpinned by mutual respect remains key in the electoral process. Collaboration at the national level and regional and international actors is always key to the conduct of electoral processes. During the 7 December elections, the collaboration between national stakeholders and institutions such as ECOWAS, the African Union, the UN, the EU, and the diplomatic community was exemplary and must be appreciated. Such partnerships are key to peaceful, credible, transparent, and inclusive elections. And here I can give you an anecdote where during one of my visits, we met with the partners and we were discussing about support by partners to civil society. And when I heard that the figure of persons to be deployed across the country was around 2,000, immediately struck me that that was a much reduced number than previous years. So I threw a challenge to the partners and I said, wait a minute, we can do better. I know that in previous years it's been much higher. And yes, perhaps we can say that in Ghana, things are generally improving in terms of conduct of this process, so probably you don't need as many as in the past, but still, I just thought that 2,000 was not good enough and that more could be done. And I was glad after that meeting for one of the partners to tell me that indeed they had decided to support CODEO to increase the numbers. So this kind of constructive and positive partnership is very healthy. I know Ghanaians were very sensitive and we want to be sure that we are left alone to do our thing and we feel that we have capacity to deliver, and so sometimes we might see certain actions as being a bit too intrusive. But that notwithstanding, we are also very open and friendly with our partners, and I think where there's a mutual respect and understanding about each other's role, things can go properly, and we hope that this partnership, we're a member of ECOWAS, we're a member of AU, of UN. So they have their roles to play. But we have good partnership with EU, USAID, and so many other bilateral partners who we hope going forward will continue to support our electoral processes. A concerted approach will be required to enhance the electoral process in Ghana, with such an event being, such as this retreat that we are having, being a first step. Let me urge the EC, Electoral Commission, and other relevant national institutions to put in place a mechanism for consultation to discuss the findings of the recommendations of this retreat that we're having here today, and to develop a strategy for their implementation. All of this will come to nothing if there is not also the goodwill and the good faith to take the good recommendations that will come out of here and perhaps similar such consultations ongoing, and to make good faith effort to implement them.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We should be thankful to the Millennium Challenge Corporation for what they've given us. If we look around, we see a lot of young people here. I believe those of you who went to Pukwasi also saw a number of them. These are young boys to whom new skills are being imparted. And I think that is a very important aspect of the work we do here. Sometimes we overlook that because we are building a base. As you were told, there are some equipment we are putting up here for the first time in Ghana. So if you happen to be a young graduate engineer and you are here, what you pick up, the skills, the knowledge, the experience is great and it's going to help you in the future. But the whole thing is this. In every activity, there are always challenges. But it's the people here who understand better what we are doing. To improve anything, if you want to rewire your house, you may have lights off because you cannot rewire when the lights are on. They will take some light off. That is precisely what we are doing here. We are putting new equipment that will improve and sustain power. So it is to us get reliable power. That's why we have to do this investment, which is long overdue. So this is a very timely intervention. And I do believe that when we finish and Ghanaians understand us, the money that we receive for the Americans is being put to good use. So that Ghana in future is going to have power. You know, Kaswa is opening. It's really opening up and going towards Budubram and the rest of it. So So you want to have stable power so that people can do their businesses. I mean, the way they want to do it. Otherwise, there will be difficulties all the time. $1 million. Yes. This is 450, and then the one in Pokwase is 60 million. I believe that they've said two things to you. First, at the end of May, we would have commissioned the Pokwase one. By the end of August, this also should have been completed. So that the commissioning would have, or I'm going to say completed, the process of commissioning, because it takes a bit of time. But inaugurating it can be any other time. But it's commissioned, they put power into it. And before they do that, they will have to put lights off because they are interconnecting. They are cutting into the existing power and bringing it down. So you have to take power off. And that takes a bit of time. It's not a one-day job. So that's why we have a bit of outages. But it's all important because if you want to make an omelette, you have to break an egg. Certainly something must happen so that we can then, at the end of the day, feel comfortable that we waited for it. This place, we're talking about 60%, but you saw the things that are on the ground. We almost there. They've put the main items on, but there are a lot of other civil works and the other that they should do. So those together would be completed by the end of August. This is a 435, what is the megawatt MVA project.
If you live in any part of Accra or Central Region or Western Region or Ashanti Region, there's a reason for your intermittent outages. Which reason, for the last 3 weeks, we've been touring GridCo sites to see what system improvements they are bringing. We were in GridCo 3 weeks ago, we were in Pokwase, and today we are in Kaswa. Such system improvements is going out parts of this country. We will just continue to ask for patience and forbearance for the people working here. Almost all the people working here, you see, over 90% are Ghanaians, working hard day in and night to ensure that the power systems that have not been upgraded for a very long time get the needed investment to ensure a more reliable power system in the country.
Hello, my name is Priscilla Planch. I'm a survivor of a road accident. It wasn't easy for me. I went through 6 surgeries, and for 2 years I was using crutches. It wasn't an easy experience, and I don't want you to go through the same. So please, follow all the road safety regulations that you have to. Don't drive tired, don't drink and drive. And to my fellow friends who ride motorcycles, please, the road signals are for you as well. Please pay attention to them. Stay safe, do the right thing, and save a life.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite, mobile money?
Tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects, and others right here on GhanaWeb TV.
GhanaWeb di mfie aduonu mienu na fi no ye hye ho efa etiri sema eda so GhanaWeb then, now and later. Na ye de niema pi na egugu akwan mu se de be ya ye mfi hyiade ebedi mu. Didi mu akote na mu baako ene road safety campaign. E de ase yenu se ka nkwanhia a ekoso wo man mu no e bobo ho dawro sɛne ɛbɛyɛ a ɛso ɛbɛte ɛnɛ yɛne ɔpanyin baako a wagye din paa ɛwɔ nnwomtuo mu gospel musician Yalsapon ɛna ɛbɛtwetwe nkɔmmɔ ɔfa akwaba
ya eja
na pom te sɛ
yeho adom pomu ye
ɛna no wonya nkwanhyia esi da bɛn na ɛkwan bɛn na ɛfa so ɛbae
last year October na me free Accra High Kumasi nti etra Sankara barrier no in fact na previous day no na makoye program kakra nti na mabre nti na mada but me team ni me hu se car no a call left na barrier na unexpected a try a koto amene bi mu in fact a try say a samosoto team hu ya na se car no da amene mu street e wo road na kwa nchewo na accident this year nkofo bibiri di make ba car no na omo betra se omo yi free car no ame me nana me first born wa akola be 2 years na sapon no ono so te car no omo be yi ni bi na omo te se akola bi obu eda bushi ho isu ata ye de na ye nim bebi ayi nam omo ko fa no nyame da oma ono we mpra but maami tiwa me singa no ne wisdom teeth na etui na be hihye ne kon wantie ma ne kon no eswele serious na me third born Jordan ono so koto car na se ma car no to no so be 15 minutes anza mo fe mankofo abitima ba be yi no na idru ya na your hospital ambulance rush no de no call Kofano hospital na on admit omu nyina egu me na me ho odin kakra nti me de omu ma me kofi na ye ma me tiwa me ba no Jordan na Joyce lady o kan ye group no omu nyina de omu da hospital check kakra sana ye yi omu be fi nti up to now me no kase nyina tiwa ne me ba nya omu gusu a omu no mu chese akatiwa kwa de akaseji ba kwa enzo mko omo yen ba ko omo ze asan ka ba ko ndi sana eko happen very terrible accident
na o se na wote echire na out front na we need to and say yes na nipa na no twika no o se denesi
in fact omo na omo because o tekro ni kakra ndi na nipa gina timi de na mtie en se driver no and yes ha mistake omo driver back na oba as so we driver no ayi overtaking indi na je say yes akwa say omo be crash indi we no hu sa na wo yi car na fa nchen ene ade indi oti oyi ye osi ya na gravels no bi ho osi so according to omo na omo gina ho no na car na start say someone to because onim say obi betima yo overtaking at IHC ntina one de wonam ne kwae na woko nti omo chese we a driver ba ko na ofiri se yi ba no na okoso accident we nyina nso
I see ebra akwanhia ne si ye no omo a ebeto so no sei na ahokeka no ACF isanse yinim se kan kwanhia sisi a ebi mu ha mo beboa se ye befa mo akọ hospital ebi so afi no mo ba betwa sini no mo dey ascend say dey sini o say na ahokeka
in fact to be frank kofono ya dey my surprise me because nipa dimrika ba mache se utimu se nipa ba ho no na omunya sympathy my pa je se omu ye adwuma to be frank omu ye adwuma pa especially me ba na talk na se no aka no to no so no omu frefre we di mika no kukuru na ko se ho no ben krum we di mika no ko within a short time na nipa bo nipa no doso ansa na omu timi apushika ne free me ba no so because tundra mood
tundra to akra so
tundra just utim say American spec ni bi wa utim say enye agro fa omo ndide bia me ko indiva me da krumo fo asipa je say omo boy enye agro omo boy mo boy ejina car say nam kwan so be nyina di gu car ma car no kwa ye kokwa ba ko a mo gina no chance yesterday ebinu tutu cars ni di echi ndi ba ko no ese wo kwan so di eko na di udi echi na fast no mu yi va omo ya de omo ya de
minim se we ni ebredi kan a BBC ato a we ni bredi kan
we ni bredi
na we pie bi soda na wo hu bi
medical bi echi a unexpected mu ya ni say start ekobush na me di echi me kuku na me drive ma car no ko hwi dua bi mu ma omo prepare ni pa omo ye fo omo nyina opia serious ba ko kwa de ni minim bia na but obi enwu obenim nti me driver na me ne nam e fe no so jama me ni minu ne ko ba bia car no bush we wu aye no ko sisa omo nyina de omo be gu me car no mu ni car bi so gina ya de omo ko hospital me pie bi so da
se yehwe nipa dodo a enya kan kwanhia na omo efri mu ana so omo hwere omo nkwa ekọ animu pa wo hwa nansen akra wo de toto covid yi ho a nipa na ewu esan kan kwanhia no edoso sene covid-19 wodi wani eto forma den na ususu se edi we se nyina eba den na yenye niye
one thing is a drivers no na say omunya hwie kasa chere omu because most of the drivers ni bibiri yen tempe ase wo pre no wo pentem se wo ko ena baby a wo ko no say even car no wo ko normal speed no kwa udura any one hour kwa na de wono no wo ko over speed any one hour kwa na de wo ko normal speed na ba beto eho efa no every drivers no omo ahwe a omo nye wo kwa no so ena ebinum nso drive na omo davo no wa bokra na o de kaka ena cars ye nyina yenim se they were car city just twinkle of an eye na accident eba ena ebinum nso dia omo ema accident ne ba se nani kumukura na o drive because minimum kophobia me no modi nkomo omo kaso na me dey see ani me da kra metimi kaka enye no kure oh andi nkofo bi wo suban bi wo mu a eno na ese omutimi jai na accident no so ti because accident bi ebisi bia na what the cause enye car na fitin ya na da entisa
o hwa ya bo kan kwanhia ho dewuro sene esese ye bokodru
kan kwanhia ho dewuro no dia me ni kwani isa enya dia ye se de isa aya dia ebi na wo kan say this year omo ye covid no kura no accident e kum so enso se wunye obi owo ho ana omo wunmi ngo bi sori a nka obi tumi hu say driver we ya ye ne na mo no ma sa problem be ba drivers no attitude e no omo cause accident enye car no keke cause accident bi ebisi bia obo overtaking obo wrong overtaking obi beye no na obi susu nam ne kwaso no akoti se ye die so o trust enti kasache ne de iswa se omuma entimi amanfo pa ti se in fact road accident ho campaign na say ye bo drivers kokopa de ese ye so common to say bibi to say sort say the nchene ye common for baby a obi a hu say nchi ese ye because drivers na so serious ebinum just the car na go tren mu kra no afekwa na bi a wagilances afi na wo enti esa road accident no ho campaign na omo ye no one the esa kra bi o minya accident ena me hu say yewo ade ese ye pa anya sa omu kunkrofo keke me se senye nyankopon ene gina mechi a bibia because ye car na ye over repair we are in ni we esi ye no
amoamo akra
amoamo se eyi no the car ni se omu friend no bibibi omu se no na ye mo ye car omu se ni mi nu nyina they always say no omu ntimi en street no mfanye car nti etutu car no ni so it's like say drivers in here kasa kyerɛ more ɛwɔ radio so papers mu television so wɔte sɛ ɛno kwa na wɔhwɛ sɛ yɛ common okuma
eyi mu nyinaa no aban asudi ɛda aban so ɛne sɛn na wodi wani ɛto fam a aban yɛ ne fam deɛ na wɔyɛ ekosi mpɛmpɛnso a yesusu sɛ nka ɔyɛ ana
deɛ me hu ni sɛ government de kra no de ɔyɛ ne isa imagine say yɛbɛto aba ahwɛ kwan a wɔn fa so yɛ campaign